how's it going? Oh, I'm glad all those I'm glad all the video logos worked out, because oh man, did I spend some time on those. Anyway, just to get right into it, for the probably the largely archival viewership side of thing, here we go. We're here today talking about something very near and dear to my heart, the lovely, illustrious Kerbal Space program. A game that answers the question, what, hypothetically, does the Steam greenlight and subsequent early access process look like when done correctly? Or when followed through with the same degree of promise as kind of the initial speculations are concerned. Kerbal Space program's been a bright light as far as all that is concerned. Certainly it's highly transparent and very successful development, propelled it through a relatively long period of early access, where it finally saw a successful launch. And man, we are now years down the line. I mean, a lot of Kerbal people, or a lot of Kerbal's kind of main core play group is composed largely of veterans and whatnot. We've seen Reddit communities and all kinds of stuff spur up entire YouTube networks around elaborate Kerbal plans and around Kerbal missions, etc. And that's all well and good. It's awesome, but we haven't seen a real shake-up in the content for a while, at least as far as the base game is concerned. Modding communities is live as ever, and a lot of that other business is still all good. I am going to stop my background downloads for fear of slowing down the stream. There we go. Anyway, let's play ourselves some Kerbal Space program. So that's all good. As far as the rest of this is concerned, let me give a quick shout out to the folks in the chat. Johnny, hello, playing Astroneer. Getting used to it. Good. Astroneer is another game that we're hoping to cover on here. Marty Man, hoping to play the DLC co-op maps with me. I don't know. It might be a while until I am ready to jump into another co-op stream. Portal's not super relevant anymore, but man, Portal's a good one. Not traditionally a big puzzle guy fan, or a big puzzle game fan guy. Me. That was the worst way to say that. So that's all good. Yeah, no. Don't imagine we'll see a lot of a large like live viewership, but I want to stick on track for kind of commenting on the rest of this for the sake of accuracy to the new game. I think my dog pooped in the other room because I hear Holly going, "What is this? What is this?" Yeah. What's it? Yeah, I'm making fun of you on stream.
I'm not the one that shit on the carpet
again. Anyway.
But I bet you can guess who did.
Yeah. Yeah. You're breaking my fourth wall with my door open into space compartment.
Space apartments have doors too.
Doggo made the doo-doo. Yes, indeed. Anyway, let's get... There we go. The very, 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 very large and loud Kerbal Space program soundtrack now live in everybody's ears. It's good. Anyway, hello. Let's begin our review of this whole business. Going to game capture, where of course it doesn't boot up the first time. Of course it doesn't boot up the first time. Here we are, and here we go. Let's come over here. Let's put you there. Let's put you there. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Ugh. Alright. Come on, kids. Out, 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 out. Okay. We are now in a doggo-free zone, and we may explore space entirely of our own volition! Very good. All right, so there's a few things that we're going to want to look at. For starters, the missions and the mission builder are going to be a big part of this whole element here. That's kind of the biggest chunk of new game there. But me, I'm a sucker for parts. I'm a sucker for parts. All right, so we're going to resume our we're going to resume the game that I made just a few minutes before starting to stream, and we are going to see what the new parts are like. Kind of, I wish I had more historical background on like some of the background pieces that they were trying to historically recreate here. Also, for the first time ever, I have down to like an entirely stock play of this game. What? No mods whatsoever here. You'll almost never see that, so that's all good. Just going down the line here, we got the EAS external command seat. That's an old one. That one's not new, so that's all good. So we've got these re-entry modules here. So I assume these are just different size variants of one another. There must be some other portion to it. The pomegranate, the onion, and the pea. Marty Mann correctively pointing out that, yeah, Kevin Chamberlain music is very much the soundtrack of much of Kerbal Space program. Okay, so what's the deal on these guys right here? They've got some electric charge, they've got some ablator, and looks like a few of them have some antennas and whatnot. I guess they just each fit one more Kerbal. Okay, so that's all good. That'll allow us to progress in a way that's nice. Now, this is cool because this gives us at least a little bit to work with as far as like a like a dedicated re-entry sort of pod. So I'll take that. I'll take that. I have yet to figure out exactly what the practical application of it is, but I'll take that. Next up, we've got the lander can. There's some new Mark 1-3 command pod. I believe that's, is that new or is that a retexturing on an old new one? Man, that's what happens when you play with as many mods as I do, is you lose track. So, whatever. That's all good, here. Yeah, I know. You were thinking of Kevin McLeod, or Kevin McLeod. I'm not exactly sure what he says. Or how his name is spent, but that is Kevin McLeod is the person you were referring to, that did the music. Let's see. Okay, so just the standard command port connections here. As far as the Mark 1 command pod is concerned, it seems relatively unchanged, but now we've got this Mark 1.3, which is a little beefier, a little bit nicer looking. And that's probably just our standard modern cockpit. Oh yeah, this did. I think this did replace the other texture that we had for the other one. That's cool. More stock-alike adaptations, more consistency in design. That's all well and good. The Mark II cockpit remains unchanged. We've still got the sleek Mark II design here. I was looking for to see if we had any texture changes on that one, but no such luck. That is all good. What is this thing? The Mark II command pod. Right out the gate, I'm like, what is that texture? Because it's very different than the other ones. It's very different. So, I don't quite know, but I like the idea that maybe it can give, you know, a little bit of visual variation to the ship, so that's not too bad. Moving on to the next newest thing that I see, we've got this guy, which is literally the top of the Apollo module, Kerbalized. This will be cool, because outside of a few different modules, mostly the lander can Mark 1 and the lander can Mark 2, there were no like dedicated really good landers that actually looked the part. This guy looks the part. This is a complicated little piece here, and yeah, I think people can do some damage with this as far as creating some pretty cool landing spaceships. So that's all well and good. What is... Oh, we've got some new symbols here as far as this is concerned. Oh, different texture variations. Well, that's a very welcome addition there. Click this. Oh, hot diggity. Look at that. Mods have long since included different, some different modules that would allow you to change and alter the color schemes and whatnot. So, the fact that they followed suit and worked in that into the base game is good. It's good. It's a great thing, and it's commendable that that is now something that mods don't have to be included with. Just in general, you know, as much as I know mods have their place, and, you know, I certainly am a big user of mods, I am also a fan and think the game community benefits from having a more compiled stock game, especially at this point when there's a lot of empirical evidence associated with what the community wants, what we're looking for, and all this sort of jazz right there. So that's all good. We got a new RCS tank variant. This is all good. I'm gonna have to put some stuff down so we can actually attach. Not that. That's too big. Sure. Let's use this. That's interesting, because right out the gate we've got a slightly different fuel coupler size. Oh man, we got some big launch engines in this next one. These Kerbodyne editions. I'm not sure if these are part of the expansion or not. I don't think so. Or no, maybe they are. I'm embarrassed. I don't actually know the answer to that question. But this is cool, because some of these more industrial aesthetics are going to give some variation to the base stock spacecraft. We're going to turn desktop audio down a little bit. There we go. And, yeah. That's all well and good. All well and good. Oh, cool. We've got some ball tanks that are now part of the base. We've got some oblong tanks there. This is good. I mean, the idea being that they've broken a lot of these other tanks down into, like, variable texture, more modular style tanks is good. It does sometimes increase the part count a bit, but I don't know, with 64-bit, that should be okay. Let's take a look at some of the new engines. This is something I've been really curious about. So we've got, let's see, the Twitch, we've had that. The Spark, we've had that. The Thumper, the Rapier, an old favorite of mine. The Dawn. I never really did get this to work the way that I wanted it to, but a really cool concept, these ion thrusters. The basic jets seem to be unchanged. The turbofan engine seems to be unchanged. And here's something interesting. The Mastodon engine. What? This thing is a behemoth of an engine. Oh, man. Whew. Oh, cool. And you can edit once it's placed. Okay, I love it. I'm really hoping the modding community runs with and integrating more color schemes and more color types into this area here, because that would be really good. That'd be great. Let's see, the Rhino. Yes, we've seen the Rhino, I do believe, so that's all good. Nothing new, and, well, let's see, Kerbodyne, KE1, the KR2L plus Rhino liquid fuel engine. I imagine these are going to be like main stage lifters and whatnot. They don't look like they'd be something for much use outside of the atmosphere. These big lifting engines and whatnot. Oh, okay, so this one is intended as an upper stage engine. Could have probably seen that by the bell curve here. Fun fact to all you non-rocket buffs out there, not that I'm a rocket buff or anything, but the circumference of these rocket bells, the parabolic curve on them, you can often tell what stage they are for in liftoff. Very open bowl-like thrusters are going to be better off in the lower atmosphere. Whereas as you get higher and higher and higher and further into space, more oblong shapes are going to be better. Though I could already think of maybe 2 or 3 counterpoints to that. So I'll leave it at that. So the Rhino exists as a perplexingly large upper stage engine, so that's all good. We saw the twin bore, the Terrier, Just a shout out to like my favorite engine in the game. He's a little guy and he gets it done. The atomic engine making a return. Reliant, swivel, maintain normal course. Okay, so we got some variations here on this cheetah engine, which is new. What do they say about it? Okay, for long distance trips in space, it is actually not at all a fast engine. It's a very efficient fuel suburban engine, which is good. More like deep space options in the mid size realm are very welcome at this point. So this is cool. The Bobcat engine. This is going to be much more of a lifting savvy engine. It has to be, based on the fact that it's these stats are ones of much more of a lift centric engine. So that's all good. Hello to Crazy Hannah. We're just looking at the new Kerbal Space program expansion. Just a quick overview of some of the parts, and we'll try some of the channels. The skiff. The skiff is going to be a this is going to be this has all the looks of like a very traditional planet hopping, what is it, like a planet hopping sort of engine. The skipper we've seen, that's all good. The Wolfhound is also new. What do you do? What do you do? This is an upper stage engine. Okay, gotcha. So this is also another deep space engine. Curious. There are more cool deep space engines here than I would have anticipated, and a lot of them are in sizes that are very familiar. So that's good. The Poodle engine, which has traditionally been a pretty good deep space engine, is probably going to take a back seat. It's just a landing engine now. So that's all good. All right, this thing caught my attention right away because of all of its trellises and whatnot. This quad nozzle beast with no gimbal action. Gimbal being the rocket's capacity to turn its thrusters to its ability to turn its thrusters in order to orient itself for attitude control. The hammer, the flea, that's all good. We got a new Werner engine here. Werner engines, not necessarily engines in their own respect, but basically intended to I mean, really, they're just here for separation, as far as I know. Separate from the Separatrons. This is a very good engine, if only because. Yes, I remember. The Vector is the one. Those are the space shuttle style engines. If you're unfamiliar with how the space shuttle design works in real life, space shuttle thruster range is huge for like any normal rocket. So Kerbal does have an analog there. Okay, real encouraged at the look of a lot of these new thrusters. These are neato looking. The fact that there's so many alterable threads and the fact that there's a bunch of different cool little customization options is already promising to me. Command and control, always been a bare section in the Kerbal Space program repertoire. I see that hasn't really changed much. So that's all good. We've got, different variants on the structural panel. Kerbal Space program has had structural panels before, but, oh, interesting, like gold foil style. We've seen them before, but it looks like they got a little bit of a tweak and a little bit of an overhaul in the face of some of the other stuff. So, sectional tubes. These are just going to be for containing long segments of cargo or whatnot in a hollowed out rocket state. So that's all good. I like this. I like where we're at. I've noticed if I had to say any criticism so far, they preach like a 70-part improvement over the conventional Kerbal Space program, and I've noticed that a few of those are just replacing old parts as opposed to creating new parts. And Marty Man, I'll have you know, I am going to get to the moon. I'm very good at getting to the moon at this point. Alright, what are you? What are you? Engine plates. Interesting. Okay. So usually, like, what an engine plate is able to do is usually what engine plates do is they, you know, let's put an engine on them just to see. Before I start talking out of my ass, let's put an engine on here and see what changes. Okay, nothing's really changing. Ah, here we go. Okay, so these are just extra long sort of expansions on existing ports there. So, you know what? I'm going to be frank. I'm not exactly sure what the engine ports are for just yet. There's some kind of coupling device. Let's see. Inspired by an upside-down birthday cake, now with added shrouds for winning days, for clustering multiple small engines on small tanks. Okay, there we go. Got it. Got it. So they are just for engine clustering if you want to do that. So that's all good. That's good, because the base game didn't have a bunch of great options for engine clustering in those designs. We got a lot of new decouplers. Look at these. And a lot of consistency in design. This is good. This is good. This is good. This is good. I would have liked to see maybe one new radial decoupler, but the two they have are pretty solid, so that's good. Oh, we have a truss style decoupler. That's very good. Again, loving the new color schemes. Oh, I always forget about the hydraulic detachment manifold. Okay, cool. Like what I see here. All is well. Okay, we had the shells before, and these are obviously super vital in their ability to, like, look, you place them, and if you want to place something inside of them, for you non-Kerbal Space Program players, then you can just open them up and put stuff in there. Like a real rocket, you've got now a fairing that will split in extra orbital settings. So that's pretty good. Yeah, I like all that what I'm seeing here. The fact that they are, let's look at some of these are not new parts, but the idea that they've got new color schemes available is most welcome. So let's see. Oh, yep, see, that one already looks better. And well, you know, that one looks awesome. I like the idea that the fairing could look separate from the other ship, kind of give it more of a ablative style look to it. This is good. Yeah, the recoloring options are great. If anything, my only criticism is they don't go far enough. I would like to see even more options down the road. Wings. I don't anticipate we're going to see a lot of changes in the wings. Yeah, and sure enough, I don't see any new intakes. I don't see any new wing types, winglet types, which is fine. We already had an absolute we already had a monstrous amount of content in that regard, so that's all good. Marty man, take care, have a good night. We'll talk a little later about the portal thing. Okay, good. More rover wheels. Thank God. Thank God. I was concerned about the stock Kerbal Space Program had the little rover wheels, and then very quickly you would get into full-size wheels, and then you would get into these monstrosities. To me, it is evident that there should probably be a fourth, or there should probably be an in-betweener here. If these are all your wheel options, this last one's a little extreme. So let's see where these guys fit. Okay, so these guys are another smaller one, which honestly is fine. I would have maybe liked to see something that bridges the gap between these guys, the TRs, and the Rove Max. So that's but this is fine. And honestly, most of the rovers are going to be normal sized and whatnot, and something that doesn't have an insane amount of torque. Or my concern with these guys has always been the fact that it's very easy to mess up and offset your center of balance really high. So that's not too bad. Good, we've oh wait a minute, we've got the inflatable heat shield still. No changes there. I'm really not seeing any additions to the thermal category, and that's all good. The fuel cells arrays, they remain intact. All is looking good there. Communication systems look largely the same. We're going to expand this guy just to make sure. Nope, yep, same model here. The update on that antenna specifically was most welcome when it came out. Yeah, these continue to look good, but there are no changes here, so that's all good. We've still got the Sentinel infrared telescope. Good looking piece. Glad that mod made it into the official release. the Gravimax, the narrowband scanner, the atmospheric fluid spectrovariometer. If anybody wants to casually comment in the comments whether or not they think a spectrovariometer is a real thing or not, be my guest, because I don't know. The survey scanner, all is good there. Now, the last category is going to be these utility categories, so that's all good. To Kaylin, what's up? Not a whole lot new here. No, it doesn't look like it, actually. That's fine. That's new. So, really, in observation, a few new structural parts, a few new engines. In fact, way more new engines than I thought we were going to see. So that's cool. I hope that they're different enough from older engines that I feel like it's really valuable that they were here. The recoloration system, bunch of new tanks, and some really distinct new updates on the pods. Alright, so that's what we're working with kind of on the design end of the spectrum. So that's cool. That's cool. I'll take it. I'll play it. I like it. I like what I'm seeing. So that's all good. Let's let's quit to the main menu. Let's back on in. Let's go ahead and let's play a mission. Let's actually, you know what? Let's check out the mission builder before we go on, and we'll end with some missions. So that's all good. I really should have looked up how on earth you were supposed to handle this. Okay, so we got some tools here to set the location of a vessel. Player build. Okay, so we can import things in here. This might be really fun. I'm already seeing, like, go make a vessel, add it in here, and then set set up like objectives. That's the word that I'm looking for. Geez, objectives. Resources and science. Okay, already options to spawn off world. That's really welcome and whatnot. Okay, I'm relatively convinced that people are going to have an absolute field day with this. I don't want to jump into this right now because I can already tell this is going to be something that really needs to, like, be sat down and digested, but people are going to have a heyday with that. If you've got options to do, like, scripted actions and whatnot, then we're going to see a lot more customizable stuff coming through the wavelengths. So that's good. Let's play a mission. And then we'll, we probably won't linger too much after that. I just kind of wanted to get it out here and see. So that's good. Oh. All right, we're feeling stretched out. All right, let's try this one. The other one looks a little too easy, or just looks a little bit more simplistic. So we're gonna do something with some drama. All right out the gates. Our computers report a massive cascading electrical failure on the craft. Stay calm. There's nothing to worry about. It. A completely unrelated nut. You will run. Will you run a crew report so we can monitor your vitals? You'll need to hurry. We may not have much time. I mean, it should all be fine. That's funny. All right, let's check this out. We're in a little orbiting craft of some kind. Not? They really went to town on the lights for this craft. Okay, that's cool. The good news is our vitals are okay. The bad news is, well, everything else. But don't worry, our engineers have a plan, sort of. There's a communication satellite nearby, the new SWM-94. It's designed to stay in orbit for a long time, so it has its own maintenance terminal. If you board, then we can completely reset the Valve's computers and should be able to fix the problem. You need to EVA Tomford over once you're close enough. Okay. Get to that satellite before our ship starts failing. Okay, cool. Oh, no! So right out the gate, we have a bit of emergency unfolding. Kerbal Space Center. Where is this vessel? Is it nearby? It is nearby. Okay. There it is. Alright, let's EVA out. Oh, do we have new spacesuits? Oh my god, we got new spacesuits! Yeah! Okay, cool. Cool. So, that ship is like blowing up in real time behind me. But, that's okay, I think. Alright, we're coming in a little hot. Alright, I'm looking for some kind of maintenance unit. Oh, nope, never mind. I can probably just board this thing. Where is... That looks like an air dock, I think. Maybe? Alright. Then we'll initiate a crew report, which apparently is going to do the reboot. We'll transmit that. Very good. Alright, you made it. Well done. We're sending the reboot message now, and yes, looks like your engines are back online. The Cascade has quit. Are you ready for the next bit of bad news? The electrical fried the valve system's pretty bad. We need you to land the SWM-94. Good thing we equipped our satellites to deorbit, huh? Land as much of the... okay. Land as much as the Vasclad as you can near Kerbal Space Center so we can do a postmortem on it. Okay. Is this thing equipped to deorbit? Is it? Okay, so we got some Werner engines here. And, okay, yeah, we have... We have a bit to not die horribly. Okay, what are our current objectives? Okay, cool. So there's a parachute on this. All right, so let's time this so that we can come down relatively close to the space center. All right, that should be fine. Let's fast forward to the next. We're gonna offset this at a guess to try to get some, try to compensate for the atmospheric intake. I'd like to say that I'm one of those uber pro Kerbal Space Program players who could be like, oh yeah, no, I got it figured out. I know exactly where I need to go in order to get back to the Kerbal Space Center. So, that's good. Crazy Hannah pointing out that this looks a bit like an ice cream cone. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. We're probably going to need to point at retrograde. Let's take a look at the inside of this thing. Yeah, it's a little cramped looking in here, but it's not bad. It's functional. Alright, cool. Where are we at? 27 seconds. Ooh, we got some new engine effects. They have taken their time with this expansion. Alright. 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 I like what I see. I like it. This ain't too bad. Yeah, see, rotation has already taken us into... We would already offshoot from the Kerbal Space Center. Oh, shoot. Is that all our fuel? That was all our fuel! Oh, no! I hope... Is that enough to make it? We're gonna... Okay, yeah, I mean, we're gonna make it. Alright. Yeah, pretty much upon that, we lost all RCS control. So, that's a bummer. Oh, yeah, because that was all of my RCS fuel. Alright, there we go. Well, let's see how we do then. Very large crew hatch on the side. Oh, look at that. Okay. Well, let's close that down. We don't need that business. All right. Well, we're gonna shoot over the Kerbal Space Center pretty nastily, so that's not super great. And then we still have to try to get that our other guy in the satellite down. All right. Let's speed up a little. Let's speed up a little. We know what's coming. We know what's coming. It's re-entry. It looks like these things are pretty well built for re-entry, so that's kind of cool. Oh yeah, that was like a piece of cake. Alright, well, we weren't coming from too high up, so that's probably fine. There we go. Oh, that's cute. It kind of floats as a pod, although I noticed that they must have attached the RCS to the main unit adjusted. Hence why they are still floating there. Okay, cool. Well, he's going to fall back to Earth, so let's back up. Oh. Can't switch vessels while within atmosphere. Okay, then I guess we just need to wait for touchdown. We'll just wait for touchdown. Yeah, I'm really excited at what I see here. This mission was very simple, obviously. It set some basic protocols, which even I managed to mess up, so that's totally fine. I think everyone's going to survive. I think everyone's going to make it. So there's that, although I'm the tiniest bit nervous about bringing that satellite down. But this right here, if we can get the community involved and missions being exchanged, some of the more hardcore modders and kind of experienced tailors for the Kerbal Space Program community are doing right now and have been doing, then this feature is going to be really, 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 really mega neato. You heard it here first. Neato. Okay. Now, oh, here's that battery we ejected just moments ago. Okay, we're gonna move back here. Let's switch to the comm satellite. Oh, yep, that's right. It still registers me as within atmosphere. Oh, that's right. All right, all right. There we go. All right, now. Use map view. There we go. Are you not letting me? Come on, let me switch. Let me switch. No, no. No, no, no. I'm not winning with the interface right now. That's for dang sure. riveting. All right, so we'll chalk that up to a. I'm gonna go ahead and chalk that up to a minor bug, but let's see if we can fix it in the tracking station. All right, I would like to be able to switch that in the map screen. If by any means any developer hears me say that, there you go. ComSat, there we go. Fly, done, boom, figured it out, got it, handled it. All right, now we need to figure out how we're gonna bring this satellite out of the sky. And in largely the same spot. So let's warp here. This will save us about 19 minutes of small talk. While I sit here and go, hi, how was your day? How was your day? How was your day? I don't know if that was a bug just so much as it was a design shortcoming. They clearly intended me to be able to do that through the tracking station, which you saw me do at the end, but I would like to be able to do it through the map. So I would say that was not a bug so much as just maybe potentially an oversight at worst. Or just, it could be better featured the other way. So that's all well and good. Okay, so let's pull this in. Let's retract this, I think, maybe. And then... This is just a really big craft to try to pull it out of atmosphere like this. Alright. The Werner engines on this are not going to be that strong. They will not be that strong. But, let's see what we can get out of them. Nice little satellite. Using this little piece to create kind of an upwards light display is going to be kind of interesting. Ooh, new decoupler sound. I like it. Alright, very similar engine effects as to what we saw before. Oh, the camera shift to let us know that we are in fact free falling into atmosphere at this point. So that's all well and good. Alright, and hopefully with that we got ourselves close. Kerbal Space Center is moving into the dark side, as we say. Or it could be stated. Alright, well, that is hitting the atmosphere a little sooner than I usually do. I am just rife with miscalculations today. I am probably going to undershoot the Space Center at this particular point in time. Nor am I 100% sure how this craft is going to handle, because you'll notice... Not protected against re-entry heat, not protected against re-entry heat, not protected against re-entry heat, super not protected against re-entry heat, not protected against re-entry heat, definitely not protected against re-entry heat. This guy right here, which contains the dudes, thankfully, is protected from re-entry heat, but only just. So... Yeah, right out the gate, we got a concerning amount of fireworks. We can give it some. Wow, we're doing okay. This craft has actually got a lot of power behind it, after all. I can't believe we haven't started to vaporize in the heat yet, although we're not quite out of the woods in that regard yet either. Alright. We're still flying hard. We're going to overshoot the Space Center again. But it's okay. We're going to land in a little bit more of a reasonable spot. I think. I don't know. We've been able to keep the speed real reasonable, though. So that's a good thing. Now we're gonna kind of start to arc over. Kerbal Space Center right below us. As a hearkening to what could have been that perfect landing. That excellent, excellent landing. Alright. Get the rest of that ship out of here. Alright. Oh, no. There are no parachutes on board the crew container. There are no parachutes on board the crew container. What have I done? Maybe. The dish is so sufficiently large that it's going to offer enough drag to where we make it through this just fine. Let's see. Meanwhile, I think our other stage is oh yeah, progressing nicely. What do you know? Little odd that they're all on the backside there, but you know, that's okay. We could have landed safely, and then once the parachutes are deployed, perhaps decoupled this. But no, we're rocketing towards the Earth at about 182 miles an hour, 189 miles an hour. Yeah, we're not slowing down super fast. And that gives me some pause, some concern, some anxiety about what comes next. We're down to about 160 miles an hour now. So time will tell exactly what our impact velocity is going to be. And this is a new part. This right here is a new part, and I'm seeing it's becoming a new staple, considering a lot of the new ships have it. But I'm not sure it's rated for the... Okay, well, looks like we're going to hit it about 130 miles an hour. And we'll see if we do it. Oh. Oh, death. Oh, sweet death. Yeah. Or maybe this one's better. Fatality. Yeah, that's probably more appropriate. Okay, well, I did what I needed to do here. Covered some of the basic pieces of Kerbal Space Program, and checked out some of the new playable missions. I will say for the record, I like this, and I think this is what the game needed. So that was good. I want to see more of it. I want to see a little bit more functionality in that mission builder. I really want to see what the modding community is going to put out for this thing, because this is a really, really powerful set of tools. So that'll be really good. As far as the new parts are concerned, love them. Great. Awesome. I'm not sure if it's in the likeness of, well, this is making history, so they weren't really going to venture into anything that was like more sci-fi tech or whatnot. A lot of the times I'm using mods to get to more theoretical tech levels in Kerbal Space Program, as opposed to more historical rocketry. But they do say right on the front panel that this is making history, so that's all good. Well, thanks to the few of you that tuned in. This was more of just an informational piece that's going to be sitting on the channel, so that's all good. Let's bring in Space Apartment here, and yeah. Thank you so much. If Kerbal Space Program is a stream that you guys want to continue to see, let me know in the chat. If not, I'm considering there we go. We're considering, my shoulder's a little sore. We're considering maybe checking out RimWorld for YouTube, just to kind of keep it fun and interesting. as well as, I don't remember the others right now, but much in that same sort of vein. Very much looking forward to playing Sea of Thieves and Far Cry 5 later this month, so that should be all good. Yeah, well, Crazy Hannah, I think we got 3 people watching, but I'm pretty sure you're the only one chatting. Thanks so much for everybody whose attention I had today and will have in the archives. Have yourselves an excellent rest of your day. Yeah.